Welcome to a new collection review on our KOV channel. Today we have a collector from Taipei named Sunny Boy on Instagram, but also known as Sunny Wang. We're going to look at his pieces in a beautiful setting. The watch I'm wearing today is this Rolex Day-Date 1804 with a blue Stella dial with silver print, which is rather rare to see. Obviously the pipe and dial, diamond set dial and diamond set bezel. I hope you enjoy this video. We're here with Sunny, and it's an absolute pleasure having you. I'm a big fan also, by extent, the influence you have on the younger generation, inspiring them, for example, with the Empire Watch Club. So thank you for being a guest here.
No, thank you, Jasper. I appreciate it, and it's an honor to be on your show, man. So I'm just ready to bring my heat, ready to show you guys what I got, and show everyone why people call me the RYG-man, RYG.
Exactly, red gold and yellow gold,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Well, that moniker, you already live up to the expectation seeing this box, but we're gonna start off by the watch you're wearing yourself, which I believe is a 16808, right?
Yes, sir.
Tell us about it.
So this is a yellow gold sub that I got actually just last year. I really like the dial. So this was actually a blue dial that turned into a champagne gold color. I like the nipple dial. I was actually looking for the 1680, but couldn't find something that was, a prime example or that mint. And I actually changed out the bezel insert
for a black one. Yeah.
Yes. So
it's nicer because the contrast is even higher.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, we bought a 16808 also with a tropical champagne dial, but it still has the blue bezel, and honestly, this looks way better even.
Yeah, I mean, it's, the kind of yellow and black combination. I think it suits daily casual wear. If you want to wear a suit, it looks good too. And I think it's a good neo-vintage watch of, the Rolex collection that I have. And I actually wear it quite often.
Yeah, it combines best of both worlds, because you have the sapphire crystal, you do have the quick set date function,
yes.
You have a sturdy movement, yet you have the vintage vibes with both the tropical dial and of course the nipple markers.
Yep.
And honestly, it's such a cool watch to see how the dial changes all the way from blue, oftentimes to purple, then brown, and this is basically the final stage.
Yes, this is the final stage.
The ton sur ton with the gold.
Yeah, I mean, it's not perfect. It's still got some marks in it here and there. But for me, it's good enough.
In Japan, they call it wabi-sabi, right? So perfectly imperfect. That you enjoy the imperfections.
Yeah.
Well, right. We've got some company apparently.
I hope you guys like this watch. Hey, shut up.
Okay, let's head over to this beautiful box of watches.
Oh yeah. So to be honest, I rarely bring out this many watches. It's actually my first time bringing out this many watches to show anyone, and even on my own EWC, I usually just show a couple. So this is a special occasion for me because you guys are here all the way from Amsterdam, and I just wanted to bring the heat. I'm
honored, man.
Gotta make sure everything is
succeeded.
legit.
You succeeded. I can tell already. Where are we gonna start? On the left side or right side?
It's difficult. Should I bring it this way so people can see?
Yeah, whatever works for you, man.
Okay.
Let's keep it a surprise for a bit.
Well, I mean, why don't we start with what I got from you? This was a very, very special piece, 5402 with blue dial and diamond markers. Yeah, my wife knew that I was looking for 5402, and she actually stumbled upon your IG, and she was the one that used my IG to contact you guys. And so that's how the dialogue actually started. And she actually booked my plane tickets after we figured out and negotiated a good price, which you guys really hooked me up with, by the way. And then she actually bought me and Jerry tickets And then we went over there, and then we met up, and we became friends. This was like about 4 years ago.
Yep, the rest is history, my friend.
Yeah.
It's good to see it's still in your collection, and
Yeah.
it maintained in perfect condition. I have to say, I pride myself for bringing this watch to the market, because honestly, it was very good looking when we gave it to you.
Oh,
but
it's
oftentimes, especially with the BAs or the yellow gold ones, after a year or 4 intensive wear, you can definitely see it.
Yeah.
But you kept it pretty crisp.
Yeah, I wear it a lot, and you know, I love Gerald Genta's designs, and I figured
I can see.
It's yeah. I'm definitely a big fanboy.
Was this the first Royal Oak you got yourself?
It was not the first Royal Oak,
Besides the offshore?
but it was the first vintage Royal Oak, and that actually got me into other neo-vintage and other vintage Royal Oaks. Later on, I did sell a couple, which I totally regretted.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea the hype was going to be that crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that led me to this piece, actually.
It's also pretty nice, by the way, with the diamond markers, you have the very slim hands. Without the loom, of course. Oof.
Yeah,
25
so this is the
020,
25...
820.
This is the, yes, the 25829, actually.
29.
Because it's the open-worked.
Ah, yeah.
25829 BA. I liked yellow gold, and this completely open-worked. Perpetual calendar, QP. I mean, just take a look. It's got some yellow gold patina actually
love it.
around the case, which is really beautiful. And I think this is what exemplifies AP, open-worked,
Yeah.
Quantium perpetual calendar, you know. It's just...
Of course, also with, even though it has the same movements as the non-open worked, the open worked ones have better finishing on the movements.
Yeah.
And of course the beautiful rotors, which are a joy to look at.
Yeah, hand-finished, handcrafted, you know, hand-engraved. 39. I still think 39 is kind of like the sweet spot for the Royal Oaks,
Yeah.
the jumbo.
Oh, you're a tad larger than I am. So for me, 36 will suffice. But on you, definitely 39 is a banger,
Yep.
especially if it has a dial that is as intricate as this one, because it really pops off your wrist. And as you said, the combination of both the Royal Oak and the Quantium Perpetual, especially in an open worked version, is something that is historically important, but also aesthetically very, very pleasing.
Yeah, these are staying in the collection forever.
But we do have also a 25 820, right?
Yes,
because
the
that's the one
25
next to it.
820. Yes, sir. This is the white dial, and the tapisserie on it is gorgeous. Great summer watch, great daily. This is just something that I felt like complemented the open work.
Yeah.
And I actually just got this recently, a couple months ago. I was looking at these for a little while. Obviously, you know, 2 years ago, the price just kept going up, and the prices have come down to earth. I picked it up.
And the white dial, indeed, especially in more summery occasions, in
Yeah.
more sunny weather.
Yeah.
This is really a gorgeous watch. And of course, I like the way that the sub dials don't have the tapisserie finish,
Yes.
giving it more depth.
Yes, the depth, and I think that brings out the whole dial. Yeah, I love it. I love it, and I think that's like the perfect, you know, 1-2 punch with the open work and the white tapisserie.
So these are not all Royal Oaks you have. If we stay on the Royal Oak bandwagon,
Yes, I actually just picked this up last week.
wow.
This is the rose gold, that smoked gray, brown. I'm not sure what color it is, but
I've never seen it in
beautiful.
real life, actually. This is the
Beautiful.
first time I'm having this watch in my hand, of opposed to the 15202 pink gold. This one is so much more vibrant
Yeah,
because of the vignette dial, because of the dégradé effect going on there. That is
yeah,
that is
it
stunning,
takes a minute,
man.
right? It takes
Yeah.
a minute to actually, yeah. When I got it, I actually wasn't sure what to say. I needed to just look deeply into it. It's very vibrant, and it is deep. It's simple, very, very simple. And when you look at it with the 5402,
Wow.
I think
Also the different
right?
in color and everything.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. No, they did a good job. You know, it's like I don't want to compare AP to Porsche, but I guess we can say the Gerald Genta designs, if you look at Porsches, you know, they kind of make it better and better, but just little
Step by
bit,
step.
step by step,
Yeah.
you know, and after 50 years, You know, we have this, the 16202.
They did an amazing job on this one. I'm only a tad sad that they discontinued the use of the movement, which is a very, very illustre caliber.
Yes.
2120, of course, also Jaeger-LeCoultre et Bausch.
Yes.
So it's unfortunate we cannot enjoy that anymore.
Yeah.
But it's also, this one is just mechanically so much superior.
Yes.
Amazing. Love
Yeah.
this watch.
Yeah, so I guess, you know, that rounds out my...
This actually
AP
really
Royal
surprised
Oak.
me.
Yeah.
This actually really surprised me. For a modern watch, this is one of the best looking watches I've seen in a while.
Yeah. I would have liked the yellow gold, but I'm extremely, you know, grateful for the rose gold. But yeah, it you know, the four of them together, it's just so beautiful to look at.
Lovely.
And I do wear it every day. So these are watches that I can wear every day.
You have other Gerald Genta designs to match it, though.
Yes, yes. I brought 2 Nautilus. This is the 3700J, yellow gold. You know, with the 5402, I just had to have the yellow gold 3700, you know? So I had the stainless, so I did trade that in for this.
So you don't have a single stainless steel watch anymore now?
I do. I actually have 2. Those I just keep in the collection forever. One was gifted to me from my wife. Another was a family heirloom from my grandfather, and I just keep those. You know, they have meaning. And,
Yeah, sentimental value.
Sentimental value. But those are the only 2 stainless watches that I have.
Condition of this 3700 is pristine.
Yes, it's pretty damn good.
Especially on steel watches, like tool watches, I don't mind a scratch or a ding or whatever.
No, I don't mind the scratches on these.
But on these watches though, it's so much more powerful if they're just perfect.
Yeah.
The
I
design
actually-
works better.
Yeah, I mean, I have a couple nicks here and there on it, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah, but it still reflects the light perfectly. You have the different kind of finishing in the beveled bezel, of course, and in the center link it's highly polished. And I think it works better if that's still, like, if you can still see the difference between the sandblasted finish on the top side of the bezel and the bracelet.
Yeah, and you know, some people might think I'm crazy, but I actually took this watch down south to an island off of Taiwan called Green Island, where we were diving for discovering some shipwrecks. I did not take it underwater, but I did take it on the boat. So people were like, "Wow, are you really?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like,
Well, it's a Nautilus.
Watches are meant to be worn, and
Right?
it is a Nautilus.
You're right.
So, yeah, I guess I am a little bit crazy like that. But my watches, I want to wear them, and I think the last couple years, I started to dilute and not get rid of, but kind of just trade in or consolidate some watches that I just don't wear, that I leave in the safe. And I felt bad, you know, as a watch lover.
Yeah, it's a shame.
It's a shame.
A piece of art that's just hidden away.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I do regret having to trade or you know, consolidate, but I mean, I can't keep sinking money in
No,
over
makes
and over
sense.
and over again.
Let that
but-
be a lesson. If you're not wearing your watch, just get rid of it. Call us. We'll be happy to buy it. You can use that money on a different purchase, right?
That's right. Find something you love and wear it.
I
but
see a
yes.
little extra text on this one.
Yes, it's one of those things that John Mayer would say, look closer. Right?
Right.
But this is the 5711 rose gold Tiffany dial.
When did you acquire this one? Prior to the pink gold 16202 and the pink,
Yes,
the
I
yellow gold
actually got
3700,
this
right?
about 2.5 years ago. About almost 3 years ago. It was, I would say, right before all the prices of the hot and in-demand luxury sports watches peaked.
So were you never
And-
triggered selling this watch if you could probably earn like 250K on it?
Yeah, I was actually offered by some collectors, but I didn't want to sell it. This is something that's staying in my collection. I think, you know, when you know what you want, when you walk down that path of collecting watches, you know, it takes some time to figure out what really belongs to you and what really fits you. I think it takes time, but you have to figure it out. And it's an educational process, but Also, it takes a lot of money to figure out.
Yes. Can be a very expensive
Yeah, you
hobby.
win some and you lose some, and that's
Yeah.
life. For me, I lost a lot, but that was one where, you know, I knew the price was gonna keep going up. I heard a lot of rumors. That was even before the you know, that blue Tiffany dial came
Yeah.
out. I think I got it a year, a little over a year prior to that too. But yeah, prices did go up. A lot of collectors knew I had it. I did not make a post about it until maybe only a year ago. Actually, it was staying in my collection. I secretly wore it. Only people that knew.
But it's
that
fun though,
knew
because
that,
people
you know,
already see you're wearing a 5711 and they're like, oh, that's a dope watch. And then exactly, you surprise them with the
Yeah.
little punch
Yeah,
down
yeah.
at the bottom.
So when they know, and they're just like, oh man, how much is that? You know, and they'll kind of do their homework, and they're like, hey, are you ever going to let that go? And I'm just like, no. They're like, what about this price? And I'm just like, it's enticing, but I'm sorry, no.
Well, it's good to see you also collect with your heart and with your soul instead of merely your wallet.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes that's a big mistake also, just chasing money, and you will end up, in my opinion, not enjoying the hobby as much.
Yeah, yeah. It's tough because if you just keep thinking about the numbers and the figures, and if you're trying to profit, then maybe, you know, you should look at it from in terms of like a business point of view, right? So.
Well, sometimes you have to let something go exactly to broaden your horizon, get a new piece in, maybe enjoy that a bit more.
Yeah.
And I'm actually surprised to see these two in here.
Yes.
So tell us about why and how you got into the Octo Finissimos.
Actually, it's a great story. I mean, everyone knows I like Gerald Genta. I love Gerald Genta designs. And I believe the Octo was one of his designs, right? But the Finissimo, I think they fine-tuned it, made it
Correct.
ultra thin.
Yeah.
It was inspired by Gerald Genta. When it came out, I was always intrigued by it. It definitely caught my attention. I did go check it out a few times. I never pulled the trigger until about 2 years ago.
Which one did you start? The
Actually, I started
titanium or
with
the?
this.
Okay,
the rose
you started
gold
right
with
up
openworked.
You thought like, okay, let's fuck it, just get the best one out there.
Well, yeah, I looked at the ceramic, I looked at the stainless, I looked at the titanium, I looked at, you know, the open-worked rose gold. This actually came on a leather strap, and I actually, you know, didn't want to buy it because it didn't have the whole rose gold bracelet.
Yeah. I do believe the bracelet is a big part of the design.
Yeah, so
it works
actually,
not as good as on leather.
Yeah, so I asked the AD if they could talk to Bvlgari, and Bvlgari marketing department reached out to me, and they said they would talk to headquarters, and I believe I was the first to actually request a rose gold bracelet on their leather strap rose gold open work. And they were like, yeah, let's do it. But they told me, they're like, if you do it and post it, if we get other orders, you know that we're gonna have to open up orders.
Makes sense.
You won't be the only one anymore. And I'm like, yeah, I'm totally cool with that. But I was like, I want it that way. So if you can make it happen, I'll be forever grateful. And they made it happen, so thank you, Bvlgari.
That's the influence this gentleman has, huh?
No.
If I call them, they just hang up the phone, probably.
No, I was lucky, and I was very, very happy. And I have to say, it's ultra thin. It is kind of big. I'm not sure how big it actually is. It does look bigger. I mean, it's kind of square, but
exactly.
I know
it also wears
octagonal, whatever.
It also wears bigger because, of course, the lugs are
Yes.
kind of like part of the case, and
Yes.
therefore it's just a pretty giant watch.
Yeah. So it actually it does fit a little big, but because it's so thin and the bracelet kind of just tapers, and it's light. You know, even with the rose gold.
Yeah,
because
even
it's
the
so
rose
thin.
gold is pretty light. If you
Yes.
compare it to the 16202 or the 5711, it's a different ball game, man.
Yeah, and you know, it's kind of like a smoked gray open work dial, and it works. You know, it works. It's beautiful. It's a, for me, it's a daily as well. You know, all my watches I wear, and it really just made me really fall in love with Octo Finissimo. And then that led me to this one. This one I actually found in the gray market. and it is the Arabic dial. I remember it's supposed to be limited. I'm not sure, am I correct? Or I think it's limited?
Yes, I think so. Rutger, you know how many they made of these? Ramon, you have one, right?
100,
100 pieces,
like that.
there we go.
I'm not positive, but I remember it's limited. It's titanium, and you know, that I'm not sure what kind of a green that color is called, but it's a darker forest green. The Arabic numbers on it. It's just beautiful. It works so well with that gray satin dial.
It is a magnificent watch, and what I really like is the twist with the decentral seconds at
Yes.
the 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
I think design-wise, this model lends itself to so much playful, different graphics or different layouts. My personal preference is the Tadao Ando, which also resides in my personal collection,
Yeah.
and it has to be the biggest watch that I will ever buy.
Yeah.
But as you said, because it's so ultra thin, it's still very wearable, and due to the, for example, this one titanium case, it's so light and comfortable to wear, and even the pink gold one is pretty light. So that's good.
Yeah, and these two are just, it's interesting because they're so modern, yet they have a lot of classic designs in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what really drew me to it, and it fits so well in my collection.
We're going to some very gem-setty watches.
Yes, I like my bling. These I share with my wife. You know, she's a hip hop star in Taiwan, and so you know we got to go with the bling. I like my square cut gem set Rolex watches.
Yeah, because both have a square cut bezel.
Yeah, these are pretty badass, very gangster. Yellow gold. One is the GMT. A lot of people like, you know, the ruby and the blue sapphires, but you know, we actually found this when we looked at the one with the rubies and the sapphires.
So you actually purchased it also together?
Yes, we purchased this together, and this has the black gems. I think these are the black diamonds?
Yes.
The black diamonds with diamonds, and I think it just works well with, just like I said before, the black and yellow theme.
Pavé dial.
Pavé dial, and it's GMT, so it's, I mean, it's wearable. I mean, it does take a certain type of person to pull it off. You know, it's not for everyone, but you know, it looks good. When you wear it, you feel like a fucking gangster.
You do, and I'm also wondering why you have this watch as your only day-date, because I do feel like since you love yellow gold and rose gold so much, this box should have been filled with day-dates.
Yes, I love day dates. Actually, this watch, you know, I want to give a proper shout out to Danny in London.
Excellence
Thank you,
by Danny. Thank you.
Excellence by Danny, yeah. He's the man, honestly.
Dope guy,
I
huh?
reached out to him over IG as well. I didn't know he would be such a nice dude. You know,
For sure.
he was so chill. We talked for hours actually, even you know, over WhatsApp and everything. For him, I could tell it just wasn't about trying to make the deal happen. It was just kind of like, hey, we could connect.
Yeah.
You know, and he would actually look at, you know, all of my videos and you know, and then he was just like, dude, and this fits you. He was like,
So
you know,
did
this,
he recommend you this, or you
I
found it on his...
it on his
Instagram or-
Instagram, and it's special. Pavé dial, baguette markers with ruby baguettes on the 6 and the 9, and you know, square cut gem set bezel, yellow gold, 40 millimeters. Doesn't get any gangster than this. It reminds me of Tupac, you know, with his 36 and Pavé dial.
So in your role as a gangster in your series, do you also wear this watch, or you're not allowed to?
No, I wouldn't wear this watch because we have to do a lot of fighting scenes. I don't want to mess this one up. I wear a fake Rolex.
Really?
Yeah, they gave me a fake Rolex, fake gem set. Everything's fake about it, and it's not even the AAA quality, you know, fake shit. It's the terrible quality. But you know, the production tried. But yeah, they did give me a rainbow gem set Submariner.
Rolex, if you're watching, please don't blacklist the gentleman.
Yeah, sorry about that. But no, the Day-Date is, it's a classic. It's a true icon. Presidential links. Doesn't get any more gangster
So
than this.
both this one as well as the other gem set you share with your wife.
Yes, we actually also have a 41. I did not bring. Actually, it's in my wife's safe.
Which is a good thing, because I genuinely dislike the proportioning on those watches, but
Yeah.
obviously that's subjective. I think
Yes.
this is better looking. Still, I would opt for the 36mm, the classic
Yes.
traditional one, and I'm sure one day you will buy one from me.
Yeah, I'm sure I will, man, because you guys have a sick collection.
Yeah, we
I
brought a
just saw
couple
it.
out, right?
Yeah,
you like
those are amazing, man.
Not too
the
bad.
dials, man.
Not too bad.
It's
Yeah.
super rare to see all those together.
Yeah,
What
we
a
wanted to
collection.
bring some color to Taiwan.
Yeah, no, but this is gangster.
It is for sure.
Uh,
You brought 2 extra pieces though.
Yes, I brought 2 extra pieces because I realized that, yeah.
I'm very surprised to see
they're
those.
different. These are different. These are very different from the entire collection there, right?
Let's start with the Cartier, because that's a weak spot for me. I love Cartier, and especially the CPCP production. I think we talked about it a bit before.
This is the Tour 2 perpetual calendar. This is the extra large.
Again in pink gold.
Yes, the pink gold leather strap. It's a nice dress watch. It is on the large side, large or XL side, but the
It's still pretty
complications-
wearable.
Yeah, it's wearable. It's beautiful. And when I was doing more research into the Cartier watches, the CPCP era was just very interesting, you know, and they did that just for their super complications, the grand complications, and they were only able to pump out a certain number of watches a year, and that made it more exclusive. And I think some Cartier collectors, you know, out in Japan and Hong Kong started posting about it, so that's when I caught on. And you know, you look for other influencers
Yeah.
for certain ideas, and you know, I follow a bunch of watch guys, and you know, it's beautiful. It's a nice dress watch, and I think it fits well with this other watch that I have. So these are the only 2 leather strap watches that I have.
Yeah, so the other one is a Vacheron Constantin.
Yes.
You used to be an ambassador for Vacheron too.
Yes.
I'm interested to hear why you picked out this Patrimony collection watch, like based on their older examples. This is
Yeah.
actually the design dating back all the way
So this is
to
the 1920.
a century ago. Even.
Yeah. So this one is actually I'm sorry. This one is the Historique 1921. So it first came out in 1921. I think they designed it in 1919, but it really came out for their collection in 1921 for I think an American pastor or something like that. I can't remember the full story. But yeah, so this one is the Platinum, the 100th anniversary in Platinum.
And they also made 100 only, right? Of
Yes,
these?
this
Yeah.
one is 100 only, limited, sandblasted dial, beautiful watch. I think it's an iconic. I think it's an iconic piece, something that really stands out. Test of time for VC, and you know, it's kind of slanted, right? Like the dial. A lot of race car drivers used to wear it, you know, either on the inside of the wrist or when they're driving, or if you want to wear it here too, when you're driving on the steering wheel, you can look at it and you can tell the 12 o'clock is here. So cool design.
It is. It is. Again, the decentral seconds, and I'm a big fan of the Breguet style numerals.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing too. But this is not only a watch on leather, this is also a watch, again, as you said, it's in platinum, but in a white metal. This really stands out to the rest of your collection.
Exactly.
So it's interesting to see how you also keep trying to innovate maybe your own taste, to see and explore if you also like different kind of pieces.
Yes. Yesterday you were asking me what I'm getting into, you know, now or the near future, and this is kind of what I've been dabbling into. Just trying to explore my own interests. I'm sure one day I'll probably get into some independence. I'm not there yet, but I feel like, you know, with watch collecting, it never stops.
For sure.
And you're always going to be looking for something different or something new.
And your taste changes, because over time you might find this watch repulsive. I don't think so.
I don't think so,
but maybe you like a different watch more.
Yes.
That's more likely. For example, for me with Cartier, I disliked it in the start, and after a couple of years, I genuinely basically like all their models.
Yeah.
So that's also a journey you have to keep on exploring. But I think you brought a very well curated collection to the table. It's pretty clear what your style is, which is also a good thing. I can see you wearing any of these watches with confidence. So that is in my opinion, always a good value proposition that you have to buy a watch that fits you yourself, because it's also a piece of your personality that you're
Yes,
wearing. So I
exactly.
think you did a great job so far, man.
Thank you, brother.
I hope to see you in the next season maybe, and
Yeah.
we switch up a couple of watches.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me on, everyone.
I hope you liked the episode. Of course, follow Sunny Boy, and don't forget about Empire Watch Club. You can enjoy and learn a lot from this gentleman. And of course, check out Jasper KOV on Instagram and subscribe to our channel. Cheers.
Peace out, people.